Okay, let's do this. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going live. I haven't been live in this group for so long and I am so sorry. In fact, let me turn on the light so you guys can see me better. Oh, I don't have it plugged in. Where is it? There we go. Oops. Totally together. So, hello, hello, hello. I'm going to wait a second for folks to join me. And plus, this is going to be recorded. So, and I'll leave it up. But anyway, I am really, really happy to be seeing you guys again. I haven't been live in so long. I bet you guys thought I had died. Frankly, I was trying to figure out how to protect my energy, if you really want to know. And I want to share with you what I have learned on how to protect your energy, believe it or not. So I'm going to just say this is how to protect your energy. We'll just go ahead and agree that I'm fairly sensitive. I'm a really sensitive person. And here's something that I didn't realize. When you turn off notice of other people connecting to your energy and you processing other people's energy, that doesn't mean it hasn't stopped. So, and this is what I mean. I don't know if you guys know about human design, but there's a kind known as a projector, and they're very sensitive. Then there's people known as empaths or HSPs, highly sensitive people. And I'm thinking that if you're here, you're that way too, because I attract people just like me. That you know stuff, you don't know how you know stuff, you just know it. You feel people's stuff whether they want to feel it or not. Those of you that have had sessions with me know there's at times when I'm working with you that I'm crying and you're not, is because you're too embarrassed to cry, so I have to cry for you because I feel it too. So it's that kind of thing. I don't know if you're the extreme of me, but I want to share with you what I've learned. One of the things I noticed is the more sleep I get, because I sleep when I process. I process when I sleep. There, I said it backwards. The more sleep I get, the more even-tempered and resilient I am. Raise your hand. Some people can function on very little sleep. Not so much. Not so freaking much at all. And another thing I've noticed is it doesn't matter whether I care about the person or not, whether I'm processing. I'm serious. Because if there's somebody around you that's having a big feeling and they're not acknowledging it and they're radiating out vibrations, unseen vibrations of this big feeling, like, no, I am not stressed. No, I am not worried. No, I am not fearful, right? And your body picks it up and says, oh my goodness. By the way, that's my firm belief on how anxiety starts. When the information in front of your eyes and the information in your solar plexus and your heart are not the same. Yeah, that crap is a pain. I'm just not going to lie. It's really a pain. So what do you do about it? Because this actually is a doing. Because you and I, all of us here, are human feelers. And we want to be human steady staters. Right? We feel too much. First thing I want you guys to do is to acknowledge that it's okay to be a feeler. Because part of the resistance, part of the pain, part of the stuff that's coming through is our society's need to make it not okay to have feelings. Are you with me? How many times did you hear when you were a kid, oh, stop it. You're too emotional. You're too sensitive. You're too much. Have you ever heard that before? I know I heard it, and I bet everybody else here has too. So I want to first ask you to know that it's okay to have feelings. Doesn't matter what they are, because by pushing them down and pushing them away, you're creating your own resistance. And repeat after me. What you resist persists, right? What you resist persists. That's right, Christina. Yes, that's exactly right. So I'm not telling you to walk around, through the grocery store going, oh my God, that guy is so unhappy. No, that's not what I'm asking you to do, although I actually have done that before. But it's to understand that everybody has feelings, including you. And that gets you more curious about them. Because when I just shut them off, I thought I was doing a good thing. I thought I was like, well, cool. I can walk through life and I don't have to feel this crap anymore. But my body was taking it in. And my body was attempting to process it. And even though it never made it to the level of my consciousness, which is what I asked for, my body was doing so much work. And I swear up and down, I was going to bed at dark and sleeping for 10, 12 hours at a time, just trying to process it. And guys, that's not normal, right? It's not normal. And I had to protect my energy all the time because it was always exhausted. So here's what you do instead. Don't suppress it. Acknowledge, ooh, I'm having a feeling. And then you just ask yourself, what is this feeling? I'm serious. What emotion is this? Studies have shown that it takes less than 90 seconds. If you get curious, and I'm going to go through a procedure on how to get curious without falling into the emotion. If you get curious, within 90 seconds, you'll have it understood and you can let it go. No kidding. So how does one, it's 11:11 everybody, how does one get curious without falling in? This is what I personally have done, but you guys might do other things. I'm going back to the grocery store thing because that's when you're most walking around people and not talking to them, but walking past them. And plus, I just got back from the grocery store. So you're walking through the grocery store, and suddenly, like maybe you have a feeling in your stomach, you have a pressure in your heart, you have like a clenching in your throat, or possibly you actually get this emotion. You actually get this, wow, life is so impossible right now. Or, man, why am I even bothering to grocery shop? Or, I feel so joyful. My husband just rolled me in the sheets like crazy this morning. I don't know. It can be all these emotions. But I want to tell you, it's the negative ones, it's the low vibration ones that cut through your stuff first. Think of it like a boom car. You're going to hear the bass coming a long time before you hear the treble, right? So it's the low vibration that cuts through first. So just take a second and notice that low vibration. And you say, what is it I'm feeling? And then like I'm noticing a low vibration in XYZ position in my body, or I'm noticing this low vibrational emotion. But the very next question gives you distance. The very next question is, do I know where this came from? Or do I know what this is about? Do we ever ask ourselves that? Because instantly, usually when we feel this crap, our brain is going to go, oh, emotion, thought. I'm having this emotion. Oh my God, I need to remember that horrible thing that happened to me 15 years ago. And it's, wow, why won't this thing go away? Right? But no, we have to know where it came from. And it cannot be something that happened 15 years ago. It has to be in your peripheral vision. It has, because you know what? It's just a convenient thought. And the only reason it keeps cropping up and making you crazy, because I did that too. That was why I got to the level of how I got to the level of completely turning it off. The reason it's staying there all the time is because your brain, in its helpful hurry to make you know that you're not crazy and you're not feeling other people's stuff, comes up with a quick matching vibrational thought. So you don't think you're crazy. That's it. And with the exception of songs on the radio, very rarely are you going to walk around and just have something pop into your head without a vibrational cue? And I'll say that again. Very rarely are you going to just walk around and have something pop into your head without first getting a vibrational cue. So therefore, you have permission to say, there's somebody nearby that has a similar vibration to me, and it rattled my doors. It rattled my windows. Just here to use the boom car again. The boom car, when it goes by the right window and it's at the right frequency, will rattle it. So it's still in you waiting to be rattled. But that's a whole nother section on how to release it entirely so you're not rattled. But the first thing is to get curious and release it in the moment. I don't get rattled anymore, so that's why I don't notice that I'm receiving this stuff, because I've gone through and found all these trigger things and let them go. Let me show you what that process would be like. Imagine that you have a bowl of water, and that bowl of water is just sitting on the counter. If somebody bumps the counter, that bowl of water is going to vibrate, right? What if somebody flicks the bowl? That bowl is going to really shake. So it is sensitive to its world around you. Well, congratulations, you're the bowl of water. and, depending on what your vibration is set at is how often it's going to be, what it's in line to, how many of this, and I'm going to use the word sympathetic receivers you have to this vibration. I hope I'm not getting too deep for you, but it depends on how often it's rattled, how often it vibrates. I had gotten to the point where nothing vibrated anymore, but everybody who came by could pour a little of their stuff into me. And me, the helpful garbage can, was cleaning it all up. I don't know if you guys are at that level, but that's one of the reasons you feel so exhausted after you go out in public. I'm going to say that again. It's one of the reasons you feel so exhausted after you go out in public, or after you're on a long Zoom meeting, or after you are around a lot of people, even if you like them. Because you are helping them process the stuff that they're not processing. Because you're a healer. We're all unconscious healers. Okay? So ask yourself the question, do I know where this came from? And then you want to pick out what emotion it is. Just think of it. What am I feeling? What emotion is this attached to? Is it sadness? Is it depression? Is it, what emotion is this? And then you ask the final question of, is this mine right now? Is this something I need? And if it's not, this is what you do. You close your eyes, you open up the crystal grounding, whatever grounding you want, and you say, bye, bye, bye. No, it's not part of being an introvert, but it's a consequence of being an introvert. You just say bye, 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 and let it roll all the way down into the earth. The tension of being an introvert, the exhaustion of being an introvert, is the fact that your brain is always focused inward. What are these people thinking about me? What are these people doing about me? That's part of the pain of being an introvert. But if you can relax about that, then you're still going to feel this exhaustion. I've been through all the stages. That's why I can talk about it. I've been through, what are these people thinking about me? So inwardly focused that I can barely answer a conversational question, to, asking whether you're messing up or blah, 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 blah. Right. And then there's a next layer where you understand that most people don't give a crap about you. They're not looking at you. They're not thinking about you. Especially if they're narcissistic, and especially if they're very super outgoing, if they're extroverted. They're not thinking about you. And the introverts certainly aren't, because they're only thinking about themselves. So, are you getting this? Are you getting this? So you can give yourself permission not to worry about what other people are thinking about you. And you know what? Not many people can feel what you're feeling except for you. Yeah, it's true, Christina. And Lindsay, you have no idea how long it took me to figure this crap out. Clearly I'm not young. And I've had this disposition for my whole entire life. And I finally figured it out completely. That and I've broken it down into a literal diagram of if-then diagram. If then, if then. And so if you guys let me know in the chat, do you want me to create this if-then, because it's in my brain. If you want me to create this if-then diagram, I will set it up for a download. Does that sound like a good idea? If this happens, ask this question. And if this is the answer, then do this. And if this is the answer, then do that. That kind of a thing. And it works so well. The only time I feel depleted is when I have, an emotional argument with somebody. I recently, when was it? Thursday and Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I was around about 150 people in a room, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, for at least 6.5 hours each day. I did not get exhausted from that. I didn't. Because whenever I felt anybody's stuff, I would ask that question. Yeah, it's a wonderful... Now, just having the diagram is not going to fix your problems, clearly. But remembering that there's another possibility to explain how you're feeling. And there's another way to help you function in life is useful. It's exactly like, imagine you're in a traffic jam. Like I live in Nashville. And so in Nashville, traffic jams are just common as crap, especially on a Friday afternoon. But I've got more than one way to get back to my house. I've got the secret ways. There's like 5 ways to get back to my house. And it's wonderful to have those options. And this is just another way to get through your day or to get through a situation or get through whatever. It's not, a magic pill. It's not the, the interstate's an amazing thing, but if the interstate's not working, then it can't go that way. Maybe I'll go Old Clarksville Pike, or maybe I'll go, Whites Creek Pipe, or maybe I'll go, you see what I mean? There's a lot of different ways. And so that's why I just want this to be in your toolkit. And saying that, I want you guys to know that that's going to be the tip of the iceberg. I am creating a group program, group mentoring. And it is called, the Energetic Toolkit? Oh, the Effective Energetic Toolkit. So so you can be effective in your day. You don't get eddied out by emotions or thoughts or, like what ifs. And this is who it's for. It's for somebody who's highly sensitive, somebody who wants to get a lot accomplished in their life, like entrepreneurs that are trying to do something hard. It's for people who keep running into the same roadblock over and over again and can't seem to figure out what's going on with it. It's for people who find themselves derailed by their brain during the day or their emotions during the day. That's who this energetic toolkit is for, and I'm going to teach it live. Does this sound interesting to you guys? What it's going to look like is a live lesson once a week, and then a question and answer every other week. Does that sound good? That's what I'm going to do. But I am going to create that if-then and give it away to everybody. I'll post it in here, or the link to get it in here. This thing won't let me. Anyway, so I'll post the link to get it here. And I just want you guys to know I got your back. Because this crap, nobody's talking about it. I mean, there's all these spiritual people talking about, just the crystal grounding and, all you need is to put an amethyst in your pocket. Here, where's the light so you can catch the amethyst? That's what you need to ward off evil spirits. And no, boo. No amount of amethyst in your pocket is not going to stop you from being caught up in other people's energy. Ain't gonna do. Sorry, it's not. So that's why I wanted to create this. I so totally wanted to do that for this reason. Okay? So, to reiterate what to do, you want to ask yourself, what is it I'm feeling? Do I know where this came from? First, whose is this? Not what is this thought, just whose is this? It's not mine. Then you want to know where it came from, or what is the emotion. And then finally, once you've identified the emotion, accept the fact that it is an emotion, which is kind of, they're all interchangeable and they all work. And then allow yourself whatever grounding method you work and works best for you. I have several, either the amazing crystal that runs through your body, or the grounding cord, or the drop the anchor, or the slide, or there's a million of them. And you just ground and allow that to be given, that energy to be given to the earth until you feel neutral. We're all aiming for neutral. Okay? Not joy, neutral. You guys have any questions? I'll wait because I know there's a lag. Yeah, there's totally a lag. Either that or you have no questions. If you have no questions, then type no in the chat. All right. Well, thank you so much. And I'm going to go on about my day. I hope you guys enjoyed this little training. And I'll let you know when we got a question. The majority of the feelings coming at us are other people's. Depends. What you went through that day. Did you just have a fight with your significant other? Then those are your feelings. Did you, the thing is our steady state, our natural state when we're sitting here neutral is no feelings. So if you're feeling a lot of roller coaster feelings, that means you are picking up other people's stuff, and then your brain helpfully shows you a memory to attach to those feelings. And if that's what's happening in your life, most of those feelings are not yours. You're just in full-on roller coaster. You're not grounded. You're not in your body. And I lived like this for years. It's a hellish way to live. Hellish. I get it. It's hellish. But you think it's normal. I couldn't imagine ever going back there. It's like being a teenager perpetually. So the answer, Christine, is yes. Because most of the time, unless you can directly tie it to a specific event that happened very, very recently, then it's other people's stuff triggering your memories. Or a song on the radio. You can tie it to a song. The song on the radios don't count. Or smells. That doesn't count either. A smell or a song, it cuts through and it really does trigger your memories. Okay? Okay, I know this isn't related, but I do have a question. I'm majoring in psychology. Will I find something I'm passionate about and eventually end up with a good job? Or should I be a stay-at-home mom? Sounds like you're passionate about being a stay-at-home mom. That's exactly what it feels like. If you're asking yourself whether majoring in psychology is the right thing for you, I'm going to suggest that you're majoring in psychology to learn more about yourself, not other people. I was a stay-at-home mom for a period of my life. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was work. It's harder than anything else I've ever done. Yeah, Lori, you're feeling the deaths of yeah. But ask yourself if you're feeling their deaths or you're feeling what other people are feeling about their deaths. And by the way, the people who died don't mind being dead to a person. It's just the people that get left behind that care. Because once you go, it's a good thing. You know, it's why so many cultures call it going home, or crossing the Rainbow Bridge, or doing. And I mean, I'm telling you, I have personal experience with this. Dying is really good. It's a really good thing. And I don't mean it as in let's all run out and die, but I mean it that after you get to go to the death place, it's very good. You're feeling their grief. Yes, you are. Because the dead people. And you know what? That's an option, Lori. That's an option to feel their grief or not. It really is. And that's the next level of people who are empathic. It's an option. It's not a requirement. And you're not a cold-hearted bee if you don't. Because the people who died are not unhappy. They don't have any of this earthly. I'm going to just, in a nutshell, I'm going to tell you what it feels like just after you die. First off, there's no physical and emotional pain, period. None. Zero. It's like, this is beautiful. You feel so warm, you feel so loved, you feel so contented, you feel so perfect, you feel like you belong. You feel like you were in the best place ever. Is that bad? No, it's not. If you want to, you can visually create what you want. You have a period of what I call as assessment. You get to learn. You have a learning period. That it's just, I don't know how to say it, but death is all right. Death's all right. It's all right. And it's funny, I'm not the least bit afraid of it and haven't ever really truly been, because I don't know why, but it unnerves people when you're not afraid of death. It truly does. And I don't mean to unnerve you about it. I know I have faced guns being pointed at me going, you're not going to shoot me. And if you do, it doesn't matter. And they're like, oh my God, this person's not afraid. So you get it. It's terrifying when people aren't afraid. But I want you to know, for the people who passed away, they're in a good place. Because there's no such thing as hell. The only hell there is here on earth that we create for ourselves. That's the only hell there is. It doesn't follow you into death. Well, I take that back. It can. It can. Oh, I'm not doing that, Jocelyn. I'm not giving messages today. Sorry. And I'll tell you why. Because it requires that I connect with your energy and then connect with source and then reply. And I'm protecting my energy. I decided that on the internet, it's too exhausting to do that. So I hope you understand. I appreciate that you like what I've said, Lori. And I hope other people learn. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be teaching this wisdom that I've been given that I believe it will help people immensely. I'm not going to be doing other, giving people readings. I'm here to teach now. Do you guys think that's a good idea? Because, essentially what I was doing was fishing and handing you a fish. I want to teach you guys how to fish for yourselves. And that, to me, is a higher purpose and a higher calling. And that's why I'm creating that group program that I'm going to launch. I have the standalone course on how to connect with your spirit guides. That one is available right now. It's $297, which will most likely be the best $297 you've ever spent if you go through the course, because it will teach you stuff. Thank you, Lori, for agreeing with that. And yes, I appreciate it. And so that's what I'm dedicating the rest of my life to do, is to teach what I've learned and to create more people with this knowledge and to raise the vibrations of the world, rather than saying, oh, sure, I'll clean your house for you, I'll fix you up. No, that only does one or two people a service. If I create a bunch of people that know how to do it for themselves, then they can share it with other people. That's what I want to do. And I hope you guys understand this. So stay tuned. It's not nearly ready yet, but I'm working very closely with my assistant to set up a training and to set up everything. So when the group program opens up, you guys will be ready. It'll only be 90 days. Just, that's all. But I think it could change your lives. Thanks so much for listening. Bye, y'all.